And we'll start with just some breathing. I am gonna mute us all, and then if anybody else hops in, great. Okay, great. Alrighty. So let's take a nice big deep breath in through the nose. Long exhale. Just observe where the mind is at this morning at this point in your day. So, checking in with our emotional body here. How am I feeling this morning? And allow yourself to be honest, right? It's real easy, I think, to get caught up in like having to feel good all the time, or like having to find the positive, and that's a good thing, but it's also okay to recognize if like things are irritating you or frustrating or scary, or so just observe, notice if there's any of that in your space this morning. Maybe not, maybe you feel great and that's awesome. But just check in. How am I feeling this morning? And if there is anxiety, if there is stress, if there is fear, anything in that realm, can we start to soothe that with the breath, right? So elongating the inhale, elongating the exhale, right? Filling up the space with new, fresh breath, inviting in the calm, the good, the ease. And with the exhalations, just allowing the body to soften down. Ease in. And then scanning the physical body, notice if there's anywhere you may be gripping or holding, if there's any tension, right? And can we use our exhales here to release these parts of the body, right? Soften them down into the floor. You start to even out the pace of the breath, matching the length of the inhale and of the exhale. So inhaling for a count of, let's say, 4 or 5. Give a little pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale for the same amount of time, count to 4 or 5 or whatever number works. Pause for the same amount of time at the bottom of the exhalation. And just keep going like this. Don't worry about anything that comes after this. Just doing our best to really be in that practice of mindfulness. So being in the present moment, so much harder than we think, right? Thoughts fly around. The mind is very busy. And we work to let the only thought right now to be of the breath. Notice how when the only thought is of the breath, everything seems to soften in the body. The mind starts to quiet. Just breathing. Then start to invite some movement into the body, a little stretch, a little wiggle to the fingers and toes. Reach the arms up and overhead, reach the legs out long. And then as we exhale, hug the knees into the chest. And one hand on each knee, slowly start to circle the legs away, down, back in, and up. And then circle in the other direction. From here, set the feet to the floor, move the hips over to the right side of the mat. Allow the left leg to stretch out long, hug the right knee into the chest, give it a nice big squeeze. As you exhale, take the right leg across the body. Walk the left shoulder from under the chest, right shoulder will melt down. And breathe down the right side. And then gently come back to center. Right, feet to the floor, move the hips over to the left side of the mat. From here, right leg stretches out long. Left knee hugs in towards the chest. Squeeze it in, breathe in. Exhale to twist. Again, find that space across the chest, across the upper back. And hold. Come back to center. Move the hips back to the middle of the mat. Right, feet down on the floor. We're gonna cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Now, keep the arms out into a T for now. As we exhale, draw that left thigh towards the chest. So creating the stretch in that outer right hip with the left thigh. Breathe in. Keep the legs drawing towards you. As you exhale, drop both legs over to the left until the right foot comes to the floor and the outer left leg is on the ground. Now take this left hand, hold onto the top of that right foot. So if you're like me and your hips are really tight lately, and that, I think is a lot of us, this right hip is probably already feeling some tension, right? So we're gonna think of the right knee like it's lifting towards the sky and the right hip like it's dropping down towards the floor. And of course, these are going to be very subtle movements. And we're gonna get into that little spot right where the top of our IT band starts to connect into our whole hip area out here, right? So we're gonna hold that right foot in place, but it's almost like you're trying to lift that right foot off the floor and drop the right hip down. And we're gonna breathe into that right hip. It's gonna need it. 5 breaths. Each exhale, right? Maybe we can get a little millimeter of space down. Last breath. Oh my goodness. Good, engage the belly, take the legs back up to center. Good, and then switching sides, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take a breath in, arms into a T. Use your exhale, use the right leg to draw the left leg towards the body. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Again, right hand now is gonna hold on to the top of that left foot. Right, and then we're gonna think of it like the left knee is lifting and then like the left hip is shifting down. This may be very intense for some of us in this left hip, right? So use your breath. Inhale 4, exhale 4, or whatever number works. Right, inhale space, exhale release. And then again, slowly come back to center, right? Uncross the legs. And then just circle the legs around a few times. And circle in the other direction. Good. Take the feet about as wide as the mat and just drop the knees from side to side a few times. Just release the hips. Good, all righty. Let's take the right arm up and overhead, gently roll to the right side, and then press ourselves into a child's pose. All right, so toes together, knees wide. You can always pad the knees with a blanket. So blanket underneath the knees or a blanket between the calves and the thighs. That's what these are, behind the knee. We're just gonna sit the hips back and down onto the heels and let the torso just melt down between the legs, right? So taking some big belly breaths here. Lower the forehead to the mat. And then start to inch the arms out a little bit further. So the elbows and the forearms lift up off the floor. Turn the upper inner arms up to the sky. Soften the shoulders down. Press into the hands, feel the hips shift down a little bit more. Inhale, come up. Onto our hands and knees. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, heart forward. Right, inner thighs, sending the direction of the inner thighs back. And as we exhale, curling the tailbone down. Round through the low back, round through the upper back, drop the head down. Again, inhale, heart forward, lift and lengthen and widen. Exhale to round. And we're gonna keep going like this. No set amount of repetitions that you have to do. Just moving with the breath. Inhale to find length. Exhale to find all the space in the upper back of the neck. Inhale forward. Exhale. And then you can start to add to this if you'd like. If just our traditional cat-cow feels good, that's great. Some of you may want to circle the spine around. Right, and this may get, if you're kind of dramatic enough about it, guys, this may get into that gluteal area over here, in that outer hip area, where you may be feeling tightness, right, in the low back. So really add some drama to your spinal circle. And then in the other direction, just let the belly fall down. And then take a little peek over the right shoulder. And then over the left. And then walk the hands forward a teeny tiny bit. Circle the hips. So drop the hips over to the right. Circle them forward, over to the left, and then back towards the heels. And again, you can close your eyes. You can be kind of dramatic with this movement. You can pause. If you find that leaning over to one side gives you a nice big stretch in that outer hip, right? Pause there, big stretch, breathe. You can always have something under the knees if that's better for you. And then other direction, friends. Onto the hands and knees once again. From here, I'd like us to step the right foot between the hands. So you can curl the left toes under, engage the belly, and then step the right foot forward. You're gonna inch that right foot so it's beside the right hand and use these back toes to scooch that leg back. Uncurl the toes. And then we're gonna take both hands to the inside of the right foot and heel toe that right foot over to the right a little bit. Turn the right toes out and then come onto the outer edge of the right foot. So this knee opens up. So we're flexing that right foot strongly, right? We're not sickling the foot, overextending the ankle, but pressing that outer edge into the floor. And then from here, right hand will come to the inner right thigh. So not the knee, inner right thigh, and then press it away. Press down into the right hand. So we're not dumping into this, right? We're getting length, length here, and length through our hip flexor on the left side. Breathe. Two more breaths. Good. And then come back to center. And then just take that right knee back. Come back to our tabletop. Take a little cat-cow. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale to round it up. Good. Again, from here, curl your right toes under, engage the belly to support you. Go ahead and step the left foot to the top of the mat. And then both hands to the inside of the foot. We're gonna heel toe it out to the side. Take that right knee back a little bit, uncurl the toes. So flexing the left foot, open that left knee, and then left hand will come to the left inner thigh. All right, couple breaths here. Actively pressing down into the right hand. And breathe. Right, or left hand back down. From here, step the left foot back. Back into our tabletop pose. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale to round. Let's do a little stretch of our wrists here, guys, okay? So on the hands and knees, we're gonna do one hand at a time here. Unless you love this and you wanna do both hands, you can do both hands the whole time. For most of us, it's a little sensitive. So we're gonna be in our tabletop, and then let's flip one hand so the top of the hand is on the floor, the palm is facing up, thumb is facing in, fingertips are pointing towards your knees, and then a little lean back. Big stretch for that wrist, right? We ask a lot of our wrists in this practice. We want to take care of them. We don't want to just, have repetitive stress over and over and over on them. So breathe here. And then release. And then on to the second side, flip the other hand down, thumb in, palm up, fingers back. Oh, this one's tighter. Right, and even here, right, thinking of the prana of the breath moving into the wrist. And then release. All right, from here, turn the hands back. So thumb now faces out, fingertips point back towards the knees. Both hands this time, and then you're gonna lean back. Doesn't have to be a huge movement, just leaning back, stretch through those forearms. Breathe. You don't realize this part of your body is tight until you, you do this stretch. Good, and then sit back onto your shins here. Yeah, shake your hands out. And then just roll them around a couple of times. Yeah. And then other direction. Good. While we're on the shins, let's take a little lateral bend from here, right? You can always prop yourself up onto a block or a blanket or bolster or something if this doesn't work in your knees here, that's fine. Let's take our left hand down towards the floor, fingertips or palm, and then we're just gonna sweep and reach the other arm overhead. And then this hip can just kind of shift over, that's fine. You can bend the elbow, reach through that right arm. Oh. Inhale. Over to the other side. Yeah, drop the shoulder down. Right, like you're a little crescent moon. Don't overthink alignment here. We're seriously just stretching through the side body. One more each side, get long and tall. Again, be dramatic with your movement. That's kind of my theme of the day, like just try to feel something, you know? Oh, and then over to the other side. Good, back to center. Good, take the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers. Start to move the interlace of the hands down towards the tailbone, widen across the chest. Shoulder blades firm in. Exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. Right, so if we're actively squeezing the shoulder blades in, right, and moving the knuckles down, chin it won't like just drop down. There's going to be some tension. That's okay. And then just circle the head back and forth. Oh my goodness. And then release the arms, let the palms just face down on the thighs. And then if it's okay in your neck, circle the head all the way around. Move really slowly, right? So starting with the chin down at the chest, move the head over to one side, and then back, and then other side. Let's do 3 slow rolls in each direction. And then 3 on the other side. Alrighty, let's go into our first downward facing dog from here, please. So find our way into our tabletop. Walk the hands forward a couple of inches. Spread your fingers wide and then press down into the base of the index and thumb. You really want to spin your hand out here, right? So you have a nice big foundation. Curl your little toes under, engage your belly. So we're not like, you know, just letting the belly hang up here. We're going to engage the belly. Right, turn the upper inner arms forward, shoulder blades firm to the upper back, and our shoulders soften away from the ears. Right, then from here, lift the knees up, press down into the floor, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal the heels, bend the right knee, bend the left knee. And then swap them out a few times. Lift the hips up. Come high onto the heels and then drop the heels over to the side. Press the ground away. And then over to the other side. On and back to center. Inhale, rock the chest forward. Take your knees down to the floor. Uncurl your toes. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Now again, engage the belly. Rock the chest forward. Bend the elbows to the back of the room. Lower all the way down to the belly. Move your stuff out of the way so people can see your face. Let the hands slide back if they aren't already back by the low ribs, right? Press down into the tops of the feet here. Burn your outer ankles and inner thighs turn up. There is so much tension here, right? We're engaging so our knees lift up off the floor. We're not just like hanging out. Widen across the chest. Inhale, lift the heart space. Shoulder blades firm into the upper back. Same feeling we had when we had our hands gripped behind the back. Right? Notice how the breath for sure changes when there's pressure on the belly and diaphragm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, once again, roll the shoulders down the back, widen across the chest like the heels of the hands are moving back, heart can move forward, breathe in. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, Bhujangasana, low cobra. Right, so hands are light here. I see a lot of like, not in the room, formerly. I used to see a lot of pushing down into the floor to lift up, right? But our hands are light, right? What did my teacher used to say? Cobras don't have arms, right? So light on the hands, heels of the hands gently shifting back, breathe in. Exhale, lower. Curl your little toes under, press down into the floor. Come back up through our downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, take a little walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Get nice and long, a little bit more weight in the toes. If you're like me, you have a tendency to overdo it in the hammies and knees here, right? Little shift forward, little bend in the knees will do you some good if you hyperextend. Exhale, big hinge at the hips, fold it in, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Fingertips can be on the shins here. Just be mindful that you're not pressing back and again doing that thing where the hips jet back and the knees lock out, right? A little bit more softness here. Exhale, fold it in once again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply. Interlace the hands behind the head. Let your thumbs just rest on the base of the skull and then hang it down. Let the hands release down. Keep this nice big old bend in the knees. Roll yourself up, starting like at the tippy little part of the tailbone, then moving up one little bone at a time. Unroll. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. From here, step the left foot back, high lunge. Keep the left hand on the floor, or you may use a block or something underneath it. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky, find the twist. Draw the inner thighs towards one another, bend the right knee a little bit more, fire up that back thigh. Press into the left hand. Turn the heart. Good, right hand down to the floor. floor. From here, drop that left knee down to the ground. As you exhale, shift the hips back, reach the right heel forward. You can keep those left toes curled under. Inhale, get some length. Firm the right hip in. Draw the belly in. Get longer through the spine and then exhale. So we want to be more interested in a nice long back instead of like rounding to get the head down. Breathe here. Good. Inhale forward. Plant the hands. All right, lift that knee up and then step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, breathe in, grow tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach out and exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. This time, stepping our right foot back. So stay curled under, nice long lunge. Again, something can come under the right hand to build the floor up to you, give you some more space if you want. I always like it. You know me, I'm prop heavy. So inner thighs scissor towards one another, left hip back, right thigh up, and then long through the legs. Press into the right hand. Okay, good. Breathe here. Last one. Exhale, hand to the ear. Drop the right knee to the floor. Start to shift the hips back until they're over that right knee. And then reach our left heel forward, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Ooh, breathe into the back of this left thigh, right? Again here, left hip back, right hip forward, belly strong. Lengthen through the spine and then exhale. Right, this side for me is quite a bit tighter and one of my little hammies over here. So I'm gonna take it a little bit slower because that is a long injury to heal. Breathe. Where can I soften? Right, that's our question, forever question. Where can I soften? Where can I find a little bit more ease? Good. Inhale, back forward. Right? Pick up the right knee, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Breathe in, grow tall. Good. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, friends, let's step the feet wide on the mat from here. If you have blocks handy, you may want them set behind the feet. If you don't have them, doesn't matter, no worries. Go ahead and step the feet wide, right? So not so wide that you're like doing the splits, but wide enough that when you take your arms out into a T, the ankles are roughly underneath the heels, right? Or something close to it. Work with the dimensions of your own body. Take your hands to your hips. Bend your right knee, pick the heel up, and then pivot on the ball of that foot so the knee is now turned out. So we have external rotation in the right leg. So notice, right, that if we do nothing, we kind of just flop over. So we're gonna pick this right hip up, firm up this back leg. Frontal hip bones are gonna lift a little bit, but not so much that we're like tucking the tailbone under. We still want a little bit of curve, natural curve in the low back, right? Good. From here, let's take our arms into a T. Kick that left heel back. Ah, good. From here, start to bend the right knee in line with the second and third toe. So just tracking it over, right? Working the knee over the ankle. And notice if this back thigh starts to kind of fall down, press the thigh back. Good. Turn the chest. Beautiful. Gaze over our right fingertips. So again here, where can I soften a little bit? And it's probably in our expectations, our thoughts, our jaw, forehead, our 11s here. Breathe. Soften. Breathe. Soften. Good. Flip the right palm, reach it up and back. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Okay. Start to reach the right arm forward. And then we're going to exhale, take the hand, take it to the inside of the foot, right? For now. And then press the arm into the leg, press the leg back into the arm. Draw that right hip in and under, press the back thigh back. And then from here, reach that top arm away from the body, pinky edge side of the palm faces down. Right, can we soften this down and then turn it up? Yes, good. Breathe here. Right, alternatively, you can take the arm to the thigh. Right, that's great too. Breathe here. Now, inhale. As we exhale, we're going to sweep this arm down. We're going to take both hands down to the floor and turn our toes in. Inhale, half lift, so feet are parallel. Exhale, we're going to take a big wide leg downward facing dog. From here, start to walk the hands back. Hands to the hips, all the way up to standing, right? And then just onto our second side. So feet again, nice and wide. Bend our left knee, lift the heel up, externally rotate the leg. So pivoting on the ball of that foot. Back heel kicks back. Good. And then again, lift that front hip. Press the back thigh back, firm that hip back and in, right? Arms into a T, and then bend. Yes, good. So left hip is hugging in and under, right? Little natural curve in the low back, reach through the arms. Anchor through that back foot. Soften the shoulders down. Maybe the gaze can float over your left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Again. Flip the palm, reach it up and back. Reverse. Inhale, reach the arm forward. Forearm can come to the thigh or perhaps a block. We're gonna take the block to the inside of the foot today. And then give a little press of the leg and the arm together. Firm the hip in and back. Right thigh presses back. Inhale, arm up. And then reach it away from the body. So nice neat line from that right heel through the fingertips. Pinky edge of the palm down again. Soften the ribs. Turn the chest. Good. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, top arm is gonna come down. Once again, walk yourself around. Parallel the feet. Inhale, half lift. Right, exhale, hands at the hips. Prasarita Padavasana, drop the head down. Walk your hands back about shoulder width distance. Lining the hands up with the feet roughly. 5 breaths here. Inhale, come forward. Again, hands to the hips, come all the way up to standing. All right, my favorite, turn the heels in, right? So the stance is slightly shorter, right? Toes are turned out, frontal hip bones are lifting, right? Pick your toes up, spread them wide. And then we're gonna squat down. Now knees, again, are tracking over the second and third toe. Hands come to the inner thighs, or tops of the thighs. And then go back. And then settle in the middle. Inhale, get longer in the torso, crown of the head lifts. Exhale, press the inner right thigh away, drop the right shoulder down. Woo. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. Good, 2 more each side. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Try to keep that arm straight as you press the thigh away. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 1 more each side. Exhale down. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come back. Good. Press into the feet, straighten the knees. Good. Turn the toes in, step the feet together. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Breathe in. Exhale, hold it in. Inhale, half lift. From here, walk yourself to the top of the mat. So just gonna curl yourself over. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, just step it back. Downward facing dog. We'll take a little child's pose with the knees together here. Hips back and down towards the heels. Melt the body down. Let's do 5 big breaths with the belly pressing into the thighs. Inhale up. Plant the hands, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Good. Alrighty. So we're gonna work out, play around with our balance a little bit here. We'll see how it goes. Some days we're more balanced than others. I'm not sure where I'm at today, so we'll just see how it goes. So we'll start with a tree pose, and then I'd like to try to transition into a different standing balancing pose. So let's see how it goes. Hands to the hips, please. Let's take our toes together, heels a little sliver of space apart, right? Now, right away, feel your belly engage. Your core helps you balance and find something to focus on that isn't moving, right? Shift the weight into the left foot, bend the right knee. Externally rotate the right leg so the knee is opened out to the side. Now again, we gotta work on this hip, right? Zip it up. From here, take the foot to the inner calf. Now you may stay here, that's perfectly fine. You may wanna take this foot to the inner thigh. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Good. Hands can stay on the hips or hands can come to the heart. Finding something to keep your awareness, to keep your focus on, to help you balance, right? Hold and breathe here. Last breath. From here, we're gonna slowly slide this right foot over the top of the thigh, flex the foot. And then we're gonna start to bend the standing knee and we're gonna sit it down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it in. Work that standing knee once again towards straight and fold. Breathe here. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bend the standing knee once again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Stand and release. Good. All right, give this little foot a little shake, right? It did a lot of work. Roll it around. On to the second side. That went well. All right. Hands to the hips. Toes together. Heels a little bit of space apart, right? And then bend our left knee. Externally rotate the left leg, right? Let's unsass this hip, zip it up, firm it in, right? And then take your foot to the lower leg. Now pause here, frontal hip bones lift, belly is strong, gaze is even and pointing at one spot. Maybe we take this foot, maybe, to the inner thigh. See what I mean? Some days I can do this and talk on the phone. Some days it just doesn't happen. That's okay. Soften the breath. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Right? So we know where we're going here. Keep the breath soft. Start to shift this foot over the thigh. Good. And then start to bend the standing knee. Yes. Woo. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it in. When the fingertips find the floor, work that left or right knee towards straight. Whatever knee, doesn't matter. Inhale, come up. Find a little bend in that knee once again. Inhale, reach the arms up, stand up, and release. Ah, good. Give your standing foot a little shake. Circle it around. Good. Feet hips width distance apart, please. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, interlace index, middle finger, thumb around the big toe. Fold it and bend the elbows out to the sides of the room. Fold. Inhale, half lift. Heel toe your feet away. Turn the toes out slightly. Sit your hips down, Malasana, squat. Hands to the heart. Press the upper outer arms into the thighs. Feel the low belly lifting up, tailbone dropping down. 5 breaths here, nice and active. Breathe. And then slowly release the hands. One to the back, one to the front, and then slowly release it down. Okay, guys. Let's take a cross leg forward fold. Actually, just kidding. Let's take Baddha Konasana. That's better. This is more what we're looking for. So soles of the feet find one another, right? Little diamond shape with the legs. Get out of your own way here by drawing the heels super close together, right? We are looking for mobility and openness in our hips, our low back, everything here. So give your feet a little bit more space away from the body. Inhale, get tall, long spine. Exhale, keep the hips nice and rooted down and then start to fold it in. We're gonna take our yin version here where you can just round the back, drop it down. If you have props to use, feel free, right? We can use a block underneath the forehead, or we can use, a blanket or a bolster or a towel, whatever. You can even use your hands, doesn't matter. Slowly start to press yourself up. Okay. Let's help the knees together. Take the legs out long in front of you. We'll do it this way. The legs out long in front of you. Turn your inner thighs down, your outer thighs up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale. Inhale, back up. Bend the knees. Shift the hips down the mat. And then we're gonna lay all the way down on the back. When you're down on the back, hug your knees into the chest. Give a little rock from side to side. And set the feet to the floor. Move the hips over to the right. Draw the knees into the chest. And exhale, drop your legs over to the left. Legs back to center. Shift the hips over to the left. Draw the knees in. Exhale, legs to the side. We cannot see. Sleep legs back to center, hips back to the middle of the mat. Take a happy baby from here, draw the knees in, hold the outside of the feet, draw the legs down. And squeeze the knees into the chest. And then release. Shavasana. Gently deepen the flow of your breath. Give a little wiggle to the fingers and toes. Inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. And exhale to draw the knees into the chest. Gently roll to your side. And then slowly, mindfully press yourself up. Make your way to a comfortable seated position. Allow the hands to come and rest at the heart here. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om shanti, shanti, shanti. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May our thoughts and our actions in some way contribute to their happiness and freedom. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you guys. Good work. Well done.
Yeah, there we go. I unmuted myself. All right. Appreciate it. Feel better.
Good job. Good job. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I'll see you Monday.
All right.
Wait, it's Wednesday? Right. I'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.